Look at all this Aldi food we have to try. Oh my gosh, so many warm foods, and I'm here for it. We also have a few cheeses, or I should say a couple cheeses that we are going to try. And some sweet treats.
A couple cheesecakes, too.
Yeah, okay, good. And a couple cheese. I was going to say sweet treats, but yes, cheesecakes, cheese, you know. And we also have the cutest little elf on the shelf cake bites to try at the very end. So if you guys are excited for this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get to tasting.
All right, ooh, baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic.
I think we're gonna start with the tater tots because they're losing heat fast, but these are new to us tater tots that we haven't seen at Aldi yet. And I've been getting a couple comments that we're not showing the product, and it is in fact on the screen. So look now, it's here, look at it. If you're confused, go ahead and check out the haul video that goes with this video, and that was posted 2 days ago. And you'll be able to see all the products that I bought and then the ones that are included in this video as well. So we're gonna try these tater tots. Let's do it.
Those are good tater tots.
They
taste like oniony.
You know what? These remind me of latkes.
They do.
Don't they?
Yeah.
These are so unique and different than regular tater tots, and they're great.
They're not like as fluffy. They're crispy on the outside, so we air fried these. But the inside is feels more full than typical tater tots that
I agree.
Yeah, so in a good way. I really enjoy the flavor of these and the consistency as well.
Right, like regular tater tots, it feels like there's a lot of air pockets in it. So when you bite into it, it kind of just crumples. These have really nice, tastes like real potato in there. It's not too oily. Some tater tots that I have, I'm really oily. These are actually really good, and they're so different than typical tater tots. And I'm really surprised because I thought these were just gonna be whatever, same old tater tots. So I'm really happy we tried them in the taste test. Great quality. If you guys are looking for a unique taste that tastes like real, homemade, this is it. These are delicious, and we should probably get another bag because I feel like these are gonna go, and it's something that I feel happy about. So I like these.
Me too. I'd say 2 thumbs up. Again, I was also surprised. So. In a very good way. So those are worth it. I would say if you're at the store and you see them, pick them up. They're pretty good.
For
sure. So we're going to move along now to my product that I'll be trying alone, which are the Maryland style crab cakes. And I made this in the recommended way, which was on a stovetop, but you can also microwave it, I think, and cook it in the oven.
Oh, microwave it?
I don't know. I feel like it said in the oven or one other option, but stovetop was recommended. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, those are pretty good. I've had crab cakes in Maryland, so this is definitely not that. But I would say they're pretty good. There's 2 in a pack, and they're frozen, so it's really easy and convenient to have them frozen. You can just pop them on the stove for 3 minutes, and I would say it's okay. Again, I've had better, but I've also probably had worse as well. So I'm kind of middle of the road one. I think they're pretty good. I probably won't be getting them again, but not because they're not good, just kind of pricey for what you get, but it's all right.
Did you cook it according to the package? Because it did get a little burnt, right?
Yeah, so even though I followed the recommended tips on the back of it to how to cook it, I got distracted and at the bottom of it burned a little bit, but I cut that part off. It shouldn't have affected the flavor of it at all. Got it.
I didn't know if the cook time was off on that because I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's just 3 minutes. It's really easy.
It's really fast.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Well, that's good. And it's simple too. Just stovetop cooking, so easy. So we're going to move on to let's do the spinach and ricotta strudel.
Okay.
This looks incredible. When it comes out of this package, honestly, I was like, what is this? It's like a white brick with a little green coming out. It just looked weird. And it started to cook and it puffed up as, puff pastry does. And it got flaky and brown and the spinach is starting to pop out. It just looks delicious.
So we're going to try it, but just before we do, the thing's like this long.
It's not that long.
It didn't fit in the air fryer.
It didn't fit in our air fryer, but we did cook it in the oven. So let's give it a go.
All right. Okay, now that's good.
That is
good. I will say it is flaky. I feel like it could have even been cooked a little longer. because the middle parts that have the spinach and ricotta on the inside are softer than the edges, which the edges are great because they're flaky and they have that crunch when you bite into it. But the flavor of the ricotta and spinach, whatever we just ate, is really good. I don't know how to describe it other than good, but what's your take?
You know, there is something very familiar to me about this taste, and I can't put my finger on it. My go-to, I want to say, is like spinach dip, which is obvious, but I don't think it's that. It's something else, and it does give me a very intense holiday nostalgia. Like, I've had this during the holidays. It tastes very familiar to me, and I just can't put my finger on it, but it has a flavor that I'm like transported into time, and I can't explain it. But I will say and I did cook it at the lowest setting.
Okay.
I cooked it, it was 18 to 22. I did 18 because it was in the toaster oven. A lot of times, my cook times for my toaster oven, since it's so small, tend to cook a lot faster. So I always go with the lowest setting, and so I'm just fearful that it would burn the bottom. That's why I didn't want to do that. But
for sure, I
do think the outsides are nice and brown, and it's very flaky. The inside is gonna be, I think, anyway, just a little more like indented because it's pretty wide. So that's just kind of how it cooks anyway. But maybe broiling it might have just added a little browning to the top.
Oh, good thought.
So,
yeah, maybe.
But anyway, it is delicious. It's fantastic, and it's a perfect like little handheld thing you can eat. It is flaky though, so you might want to put a napkin on your lap if you're eating it in your car. This is what I'm thinking. Or going for a walk, then the flakes will feed the birds. But I just think that this is really good, and I'm so happy we picked one up, and I kind of want to get another one now because it's so easy.
Yeah.
And this would make a really nice appetizer too. You just cut it up and serve it, and it's perfect. So I give this one 2 thumbs up, and other people that have tried this said it is really good, and I agree. We're on to our last hot food item, and it's the caramelized onion and Gouda puff pastry. These look exactly like the onion bites from Trader Joe's, which Tim and I love.
Yes.
And a lot of people ask me in the comments, have we tried them? Of course we've tried them. We talk about them all the time in our haul. So we actually just recently had them the other day. So we can do a comparison. We haven't done these, so we're going to try these and compare them to the Trader Joe's ones. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch my, I think it was like last haul of Trader Joe's I showed them, or the haul before. So let's give it a go.
Those are pretty darn similar.
Yep, I agree. These taste almost exact. The caramelized onion gives it this really nice sweetness, and it has amazing flavor. The Gouda cheese is perfect. It all meshes well together. I love these. I think they are a little less fluffy than the Trader Joe's ones, because the Trader Joe's ones you actually cook in the tray that it comes with. So it kind of keeps the integrity of the shape. A little bit. Yeah. But these are like a little more, these like have flattened out, which is fine. The flavor is insanely good. I think they're both very comparable, and you could get one or the other and your guests will be delighted, to say the least. So I think these are amazing, and I'll buy them again.
Yeah, I say that they're almost identical to the ones at Trader Joe's, and we love those. It's fantastic. So again, of course, you're getting 2 thumbs up for this product. I would say you could probably put the 2 side by side and maybe notice a difference, but outside of trying them like right next to each other, no way I would know the difference. It's maybe just a consistency thing, but really good. Great for the holidays. Having a party and having a platter out with those on them is always great. I love having those. So I'm loving the product for sure.
Yeah, I will say I definitely think side by side you would notice, because the Trader Joe's ones, like I said, the way that they are made, so there's a lot more cheese that you bite into. So when you bite into the Trader Joe's one, it's like a deep layer of creamy cheese that you cut through. These are flattened, so it's kind of like having all of it all in one. And so it's really depending on your, like, how you would prefer to eat these. Do you want the cheese to be really fluffed up and full, or do you want it to be flattened out kind of even with everything else, and it's kind of like a chewy bite? That's the difference. So
yeah,
there we go. We are moving on to our cheeses now. We have 2 to try. We've got a Havarti French onion, which is perfect for what we just tried.
Yes.
And then we also have the Cabot Seriously Sharp, and I've heard a lot of people in the comments in the haul saying that they love this cheese. And
Yeah,
it
they
goes,
said like their favorite.
Yeah, and they say it goes really well with sliced apples, which makes sense because cheddar and apples are delicious. So I think we're gonna try. Do you want to try this one first, just because we have an onion in our mouth?
Yeah, let's clear the palate with the apparently best cheese ever. I'm excited to try this one. Just like you said, from reading the comments below, everyone said, "Oh, that one is my favorite cheese of all time," and so I don't think I saw a single bad comment about it.
Everybody loves it, and honestly, the Cabot brand I'm familiar with, and I talked about this in the haul. Trader Joe's sells Cabot, so I used to stock it every day. Okay, ready to try this seriously sharp cheddar?
Seriously? That's sharp.
You're wild. You're getting wild because this is wildly flavorful. Whoa, that is sharp.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Holy smokes, that has a ton of flavor.
I took the tiniest little bite and it is like packed with flavor.
Wow. Okay, apples for sure. Like
you need something. I almost want to melt this thing down.
Yeah, this is it is like extreme flavor on the tongue. So if you're somebody that really likes that really sharp, tangy, salty flavor, this is your cheese. I agree with Tim. I think it needs to have. I think apples perfect. Greatest suggestion. Thank you for whoever suggested that. I agree. Apples would be phenomenal. You can do crackers too. I think just anything to kind of complement the cheese, because on its own, Tim loves it. He just ate it all.
Yeah, I did.
And I'd be able to eat this, but I think on its own, it needs something to balance it out, because your taste buds just go wild when you bite into it. And I know some people are just gonna like die over this. They're gonna love it so much. I love it too. I just want to pair it with something. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to. I think it has to have something because it is wildly flavorful. Is that what it says? Wildly flavorful, yeah. So, yeah, it's a punch in the face of cheddar flavor. And so I like it a lot. Like I was saying, I think it would be really good if you melted it down and used it as like a dip, like a pretzel cheese dip. Like, of course, me, the pretzel guy. I would love that. But for real, it's a good high quality cheese for sure. Yeah,
it is definitely a high quality cheese. It's a cheese unlike any I've ever had. Yeah. I've never had a cheese that sharp. So, okay, we're moving on to the Havarti cheese, that French onion flavored Havarti.
Doesn't smell very strong.
Let's cut into it. Ooh, this is a softer cheese.
Soft.
So keep that in mind, and you can see like the actual flecks of the onion in there. So I'm excited to try this.
I don't know. I've seen that soft cheese makes me a little questionable on this, but
why?
I don't know. We'll see. I take it back. I don't have any issues. It's I like the French onion flavor is really quite pronounced in it.
Is it? I didn't get. I'm gonna have a little bit more because I feel like I didn't get enough of that French onion flavor. I wanted to try it.
It honestly, to me, it tastes like the cheese that they put on top of a French onion soup. And it's like if you were to just take like a fork or a knife and like take it right off and eat that straight. That's the impression that I get that this cheese.
I can taste it now.
Yeah.
This is really good. This is really good.
Yeah.
I feel like you could make a grilled cheese with this easily and be
it'd
so
be really
delicious.
good with a grilled cheese.
Or like adding it to soup too. You could like grate it a little bit and put it on French onion soup if you wanted, or just like any soup really. I think it's great. I feel like it says it's proudly Wisconsin cheese. So if you're from Wisconsin, heyo. Both cheeses are great. They're so different too, which is fun because sometimes we try things that taste almost too similar to each other, and it's like hard to compare. But these two are complete opposites. Different. We got a like firm cheese, and we have a softer cheese. We got some different flavors going on, and surprisingly, the French onion
is more mild.
It's more mild than the sharp, because the sharp is just mind blowing. So I think they're both fantastic in their own ways, and they both are used in different things. So I think it's, get them both. That's all I have to say. Get them both. Okay, we're moving on to the sweets.
Yeah, so are we going from cheese to cheesecake, or are we going cheese to cake?
I think, oh man, that's, do you want to try that?
Let's do this. Okay. I'm curious. It's been sitting here.
All right, let's do it.
So this is the Elf on the Shelf branded cake bites. There's 3 in a pack, and then in the box there's 4. So A total of 12
So-
of these in the box.
That's kind of confusing. There's 4 packs in the box, and inside each pack there are 3 tiny bite-sized cakes.
Yep.
So we're
And they're
gonna
all
try them.
red and green flavored, or colored, so let's try them out.
Wow,
Tastes like a cupcake. Vanilla cupcake.
tastes like a cake pop to me.
Cake pop?
Because the cake itself is so dense and very moist that it tastes like I'm eating a cake pop. No wonder Benson liked these. These are extremely sweet.
Too much. Too much for me.
Too sweet for me too.
Yeah.
Benson hasn't enjoyed them. We put them in his lunch the other day and he ate them all and he loved it. And there was 3 in a pack and I gave him 1. He didn't want to be in the video, so he's outside playing, but these are for kids. Like, I don't know. Unless you have like an extreme sweet tooth where you want as much sugar as you possibly can. They taste vanilla, like vanilla is what the flavor
vanilla.
I'm getting.
Yeah.
And it's just like very, very sweet, very dense cake. Think cake pop when you're biting into it because that's exactly what it reminds me of. So I feel like these are perfect for kids. Or like I said, if you have an extreme sweet tooth and you're like, I need me that cake, then go get you that cake.
Yeah, so it says on there, it's Christmas sprinkles, but then it's vanilla icing, vanilla cream, and vanilla cake.
No wonder I'm getting so much vanilla in
So
that one.
it's like triple vanilla. Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be more like the mousse cakes that they have at Trader Joe's. Definitely not like
Not
that.
at all.
It is, like you said, more like a cake pop.
Yeah. Okay, now we're into the cheesecake.
Now we're there. Okay.
I want to save the best for last, can we?
Yes, you can. So we'll go ahead and go with, first off, the salted caramel cheesecake. This one's a little bit bigger, or at least a little bit wider, if you look at the size of it compared to your little...
Yeah, this is the raspberry one.
little raspberry one. But the raspberry one, I think, is taller, so it's probably a smaller one.
I was mistaken, too. I thought these were glass. These are actually plastic, but those are glass, right?
This is glass.
Yeah, these are plastic. So, just FYI on that one.
Okay, so here we go. Just take off the foil, and then we can dig right in. And it looks delicious.
It does. Ready?
I really like it. I know it's salted caramel, so you might not like it as much as I do.
Yes.
I do have salted caramel, and I like salted caramel. Normally, when there's type of chocolate added to it, I think that's a good combo. This is more of like the cream, like from like cheesecake.
Yeah.
But I still really like this. I would say, just looking at the crust of both of these, this one is definitely not as like graham crackery. It's more of like liquid, not liquid, but like more of like a wetter crust.
Well, there's a caramel layer between the cheesecake and the crust.
So it probably sinks
So
in
when
a little bit.
you can see the caramel and then the crust down here.
Okay.
So that's probably where you're getting that. Because
that
this
makes
one
sense.
just has the crust and then cheesecake and then the raspberry top. So,
Got it.
yeah.
So it's like a New York cheesecake with caramel added to it. I got it. That's probably how it is best described.
Yeah. Tim is right. I'm not the biggest salted caramel person. However, I do think this is really good. It has a great flavor to it. It's very sweet, and that's kind of where I prefer caramel's just really sweet because it's sugar. So that's why I really don't go for it as much. But I do think this is good, and it's a great quality cheesecake. It tastes very, I don't know, it's like a personal size. So you can just eat this in a sitting and have it as a dessert, and it's perfect. And it would be really cute to put as like little desserts for your guests if you're having a party or something like that.
Easy.
Even New Year's, because I feel like these are so cute. Or a birthday, you put a little candle in there.
Yeah.
It's so cute. But yeah, I think this is more Tim's favorite.
All right, I'll
Go
take
ahead,
it.
you can have it.
Yep,
But
I'll second bite.
this one right here is the one I'm looking forward to, and it's interesting because this cheesecake and this one has a much more white color, whereas this cheesecake is more of a yellowy color, and I'm used to seeing more of the yellowy color for cheesecake, right? Or maybe it just depends. I guess it depends.
That's pretty white though.
It is. Okay, so I'm gonna dig in and go all the way to the bottom. It's like taking a core sample from the earth.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not that impressed.
I know, I'm kind of disappointed too.
I mean, the raspberry is a little on the...
Jam?
Yeah, it tastes like jam. It tastes straight up like jam you would spread on your toast. And it's a little on the synthetic side, I would say. It's... nah.
You know, what it's
I'd
not
pass.
like are those raspberry flatbread things we had last week. What were those things?
Oh my gosh, those were so, the raspberry puff pastries.
Yeah, the puff pastries.
Those were
that
incredible.
raspberry flavor was so real and tasted like raspberry.
I agree.
This is like we said, like a jam that they just topped on top of a cheesecake. So
right, it's just it just doesn't. It's not hitting the right way, and in the cheesecake consistency too for me, it's just not there. It just seems like too watery, and then the crust is just crumbled. Like there's no cohesion to this at all. There's no like. I just feel like it's not refined. Everything was just kind of dumped in here, and it wasn't finished. Like the ingredients were not refined. That's how I'm going to say it. But that one that Tim's eating is the cheesecake. That one tastes like a cheesecake. That is the real deal. So I think they have other flavors of this too, right?
I only saw the salted caramel, but I'm sure they do.
I think they have one other that I've seen before. But yeah, I think if you're going to go for the cheesecake, this is the one you want, the salted caramel cheesecake. They might have other flavors, I think, and this is refrigerated, so if you're looking for it, that's where you're going to find it. But yeah, these totally two different products, so don't think, oh, because it's from Aldi, they're going to be the same. Not even close.
I'm much more a fan of this one.
So caramel. Different. And what brand is this? This is Jar Joy. So it says real raspberry preserve, so I guess it is a preserve, which is, a jam. And then it has a creamy cheesecake mousse. It's a mousse. That explains it. That's why it's so like whipped and kind of just not like the same cheesecake texture and consistency that I'm so used to, which is cheesecake. So yeah, just if you want to try it, go for it. I think
it's a waste. It's a waste.
Go for the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That is the taste test for Aldi this week. And I'm sorry it was a day late. We have been just catching up on life, so
that time of year.
Yeah, it is. And we had to go get some gifts for our family, so that's where we were all day yesterday. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you and are just so thrilled that you want to come and watch our videos and our taste test. Thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
We're doing it